The new 7 wonders of the world. 1. Petra. The ancient city of Petra in Jordan is located in a secluded valley between sandy mountains and rocks. It is said that this was one of the places where Moses hit the rock and water gushed out. Later, the Nabateans, an Arab tribe, made it their capital. And during this period it especially developed as a center for the spice trade, making it an important commercial center. Famous sculptors, Nabateans, houses, temples and tombs carved out of sandstone change color as the sun changes. In addition, they are building an irrigation system that allows them to grow lush gardens and farms. During its heyday, Petra's population was 30,000. However, as trade routes changed, the city began to decline. Great earthquake of 363 AD caused even more trouble. And after another earthquake in 551 AD, Petra was gradually abandoned. Although it was rediscovered in 1912, it was largely ignored by archaeologists until the late 20th century, and so many questions unanswered about the city. 2. The Great Wall of China. Describing this great can be an understatement. The Great Wall of China is one of the largest construction projects in the world, estimated to be approximately 8,850 kilometers long. However, a controversial Chinese study claims it is 21,200 kilometers long. Work began in the 7th century BC. And so it went on for 2,000 years. Although the structure is referred to as a wall, it actually contains 2 parallel walls over a long stretch. Watchtowers and barracks also adorn the fortresses. But what's not so great about the walls is its effectiveness. Although they were built to prevent aggression and intrusions, most of the walls offered no real security. Instead, scholars point out that it is more like political propaganda. 3. Machu Picchu. This Inca site near Cusco, Peru was discovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham, who believed it to be Vilcabamba, a secret Inca stronghold used during a rebellion against Spanish rule in the 16th century. This claim was later debunked, but Machu Picchu's goals have baffled scientists. Bingham believes this is the home of the Sun Fairy, a woman who lives in the convent under a vow of chastity. Others believe it may have been a place of worship, while others believe it was a royal sanctuary. One thing is certain, this shouldn't be a place that advertises beer. In 2000, the crane for such advertising fell and the monument collapsed. Machu Picchu is known as one of the few major historical sites, almost like in Colombia. Despite the relatively high isolation of the Andes, there are farm terraces, squares, residential areas and temples. 4. The Colosseum. The Colosseum in Rome was built in the 1st century by Emperor Vespasian. An engineering feat, the amphitheater measures 620 by 513 feet, 189 by 156 meters, and features an intricate vault system. It can accommodate 50,000 spectators for various events. Perhaps the most famous were the gladiator fights, but humans also fought animals. They also pumped water into the Colosseum from time to time to simulate naval battles. What is debatable, however, is the belief that Christians were martyred there, being tossed by lions. An estimated 500,000 people died in the Colosseum. Many species are also reported to have become extinct due to too many animals being kept in captivity and then killed. 5. Christ the Redeemer. A giant statue of Jesus Christ the Redeemer stands on Mount Corcovado in Rio de Janeiro. Its origins date back to the First World War. At the time, some Brazilians feared a wave of helplessness and godlessness. They eventually proposed a statue designed by Heitor da Silva Costa, Carlos Oswald, and Paul Landowski. Construction began in 1926 and was completed in 5 years. The resulting monument is 30 m high and 28 m high with outstretched arms, not including a pedestal about 8 m high. It is the largest Art Deco statue in the world. Christ the Redeemer is made of reinforced concrete and covered with approximately 6 million tiles. To some shame, the statue was struck by lightning several times, and in 2014 a storm damaged the tip of Jesus' right thumb. 6. Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza is a Mayan city on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico that flourished in the 9th and 10th centuries. Itza has many important monuments and temples built under the strong influence of the Toltecs. Most notable is the step pyramid El Castillo Castle, which rises 24 meters above the main square. A testament to the majesty of Mayan astronomy, the structure has a total of 365 levels. The number of days in a solar year. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts a shadow over the pyramids, and snakes appear to slither up the northern steps. Chichen Itza has the largest Tolcatli playground in the United States. Based on this, the inhabitants of pre-Columbian Mesoamerica played a popular ceremonial ball game. The ruins of Chichen Itza are federal property, and the site's stewardship is maintained by Mexico's Instituto Nacional de Antropología y Historia, National Institute of Anthropology and History. The land under the monuments had been privately owned until the March 29, 2010, when it was purchased by the state of Yucatan. 7. Taj Mahal. This complex of mausoleums in Agra, India is considered one of the most famous monuments in the world and perhaps the finest example of Mughal architecture. Built in 1631 by Emperor Shah Jahan, RI 1628-58, in memory of his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, chosen by the court, who died while giving birth to their 14th child. It took about 22 years and 20,000 workers to build the complex, which included a large garden with a reflecting pool. The mausoleum is made of white marble filled with semi-precious stones with geometric and floral patterns. The majestic central dome is surrounded by 4 smaller domes. According to some reports, Shah Jahan wanted his own black marble mausoleum. However, before starting work, he was deposed by one of his sons.